Hello, I'm Ericka Sallee of True Synergy, and it's nice to be back with you for another segment of the TruWoman series. Over the last year, I've shared stories with you about some of the dynamic women in our community who have made strides in their own right. Their lives have had interesting twists and turns, and through this series, I've given you a glimpse of their triumphant spirit. In September of 2013, I interviewed my mom, Phyllis Kelly. She was seemingly healthy with a vivacious and youthful spirit until an unexpected health scare interrupted her life. In May of 2013, she collapsed in the middle of the night while walking to the bathroom. But thankfully, her husband, Tom, heard her and responded quickly. She was rushed to the emergency room, and after a series of tests, it was discovered that she suffered from an arteriovenous malformation, a condition where twisted blood vessels rupture in a particular part of the body. Her case was extremely severe because the rupture occurred in her brain. She also suffered a mild stroke, which could have caused paralysis, speech impairments, or even worse, death. She was in intensive care for 2 weeks and went through just 2 weeks of physical therapy. When I interviewed Phyllis 3 months after she was released from the hospital, I witnessed a miracle. She had no visible signs of the trauma she had gone through. It's been almost 2 years since the incident, so I wanted to give viewers a glimpse of how she's doing. Phyllis, how are you?
I'm doing quite well, thank you.
All right. You know, it's amazing that it's been almost 2 years since we went through that as a family. So I wanted to just find out what's changed for you since we last interviewed.
I feel like I'm more conscious of my body now than before, making sure that I listen to my body.
Okay. And by listening to your body, what does that mean?
Well, the issue was my blood pressure.
Okay.
And I make sure that's under control, which it is. So that was the main factor, was the blood pressure.
Okay.
So now that's under control, so I'm doing pretty well.
So tell me some things that you're doing to keep that under control, because I'm sure there are a lot of viewers who may deal with some of the same issues from a blood pressure perspective. So what are some of the things that you're doing to keep that under control?
My primary care doctor monitors it quite frequently, every 3 months.
Okay.
And I am taking 2 different types of medications.
Okay.
And I check my pressure twice, in the morning and before I go to bed.
Okay.
Just to make sure it's good. And it's been doing quite well.
So what are the doctors saying now about your condition versus what we were told, say, 2 years ago?
They're saying that at this point, to do nothing as far as surgery, just monitor how I'm feeling, because it was an area that was very sensitive. So I had a couple of tests done, went to another specialist.
Okay.
And she said, at this point, we're not to do anything. And I asked her, do I need to be monitored every year? And she says, not necessary.
Okay, which is good,
yes.
because given the situation that we were in, it was a touch and go condition that we were facing. So it's good to know that they feel like or seem optimistic about where you are in your journey.
They say, live your life, you're doing well.
And so what does that do for you? Does it make you feel uncomfortable, or does it frustrate you a little bit to know that there isn't one specific thing that could pinpoint a fix, if you will?
No, it does not, because each person know their body. And I feel really good considering what I've been through. So I'm not worried at all.
Not at all.
No.
That's good news. I'm glad to hear that. And you look well.
Thank you.
So tell me this, how has this experience changed you, or has it given you any insight into life or into anything that maybe could be an inspiration to other people who may be watching this segment?
Yes, I just want to say that you have to really believe that you're going to be well. And I have been in the company of many people who I just tell them what took place, who may have gone through it, who know somebody who did not make it for whatever reason. I just try to encourage them to just keep saying, I'm going to be fine. And you have to say positive things to be well. We can't speak of negative. Just know that you're going to do well.
That's a very important point that you bring up, to speak well in order to allow yourself to live well. And
That's
I think
right.
there is a very strong correlation. So I'm so glad that you said that, because someone needs to hear that message.
Because if you're going to be negative, saying, well, I'm just not doing well, that's speaking a negative health vibe for your body. So just say, I know I'm going to be well. And sometimes you can't go by how you feel. Just
Absolutely.
know that you're going to be well. And that's what keeps me going, is the fact that I know that I'm well. And that's what kept me going in the hospital. Even though I was out of it, I just knew I was going to be okay.
Yes. And you know, it's interesting. I remember very vividly what that was like, being very personally connected with the whole situation, and really feeling like we didn't know what was going to happen, but recognizing that the faith and the strength that we had as a family was something that sustained us and kept us. So, you know, certainly I can personally attest to the fact that, you know, your children, your grandchildren, many other family and friends are so grateful that we are still sharing moments with you that we can enjoy, and we're happy about that.
I'm very grateful, very grateful.
So I've enjoyed showcasing these women in this series, and it's clear that though we may have different paths and backgrounds, we may travel on a different journey, each of us has something in us that is meant to be shared with others. I hope that through their stories you will be inspired to remove your own barriers, embrace your gift, and figure out how to give it away so that others will be blessed by you. I invite you to tune in next time as I bring you more stories of incredible women on their remarkable journeys. I also want you to join me this November 5th through the 7th at the Hyatt Regency Chesapeake Bay Resort in Cambridge, Maryland for our first women's retreat. You don't want to miss it. For details on this and all other True Synergy info, visit our website at www.truesynergy.org, like our Facebook page at True Synergy Org, and follow us on Twitter at True Synergy LLC. So until next time, find your true woman and be well.